Hi, I'm April Perry from LearnDoBecome.com, and I grew up with flat surface disease, basically piles everywhere. We had piles on our fireplace mantle, on our piano, on our kitchen counter, on our dining room table, on every desk, everywhere, and I thought that's how everybody lived. And if that sounds familiar to you, then today we're going to jump into some solutions. This was not only a problem growing up, but then when Eric and I got married, we started moving each other's piles around, and this was a problem and got worse and worse and worse. But I've had no piles in my life for, 15, 20 years now. So I want to walk through the anatomy of a pile and how you can actually get rid of it and have that process feel amazing and put things seamlessly into a system, which I call the Command Central. I just want to explain how something ends up in the pile, because normally we don't even think about it, we just put it in the pile. But what typically happens is you start out with an item that needs attention, okay? Some phone call, email, something that you need to do with it. Then because there are multiple facets, maybe you need to make a decision on it, maybe there are several tasks involved, maybe there's a time element where you have to wait for something else, or you need to give it a little more time, or maybe there's other people involved, so you can't do it right then, you can't just do it in 2 minutes or less. So because there are multiple facets, you don't know what to do with it, so you just put it in the pile, okay? And this probably happens to you every day, and you're saying, yes, I do that with my email, I do it with messages, I do it with papers, I do it with digital files. Just things come at me, too many facets, I put it in the pile. Then the pile ends up growing and takes over your whole desk or your whole office or your entire house. I know you know what I'm talking about. But then, because everything's in the pile and there's so much that you still need, either you suffer the consequences because you don't follow up or can't get back to that thing, or you end up furiously digging through the piles to try to find that thing you need right then, and you've probably been there as well. But we can stop that for good. Instead of hoping that we will feel like handling things in the piles later, or hoping that they'll just go away and won't need our attention, I'm going to show you how to effortlessly just put things into your Command Central. And if you don't have the whole Command Central and the whole system that we teach here put together, that's okay. I'm going to show you 3 examples and just walk through exactly where they would go and how you would handle them. So what I want to show you is that there is a super simple way to take an item that needs action, put it into a system, never worry about it, and never have a pile again. First item is our son needed to return an external hard drive that he'd ordered, and he said, "Hey mom, can you please print out this shipping label?" Well, our printer was broken and we had a new one coming the next day, so I couldn't do it right then. It was one of those things that I need to wait on and do. Now, yes, I could have maybe sent it to a neighbor or said, hey, take it to a place, which we could have done. But I thought, oh, we can just do it soon. So I'll show you what I did. Instead of just putting that box in a pile or just having that request floating in my head, first thing is I made a calendar reminder for 2 days in the future when I knew our printer would be working to print it. Second, I put the box in our support materials. So this is either cubbies or maybe a shelf if it's bigger, where you have a place where you put items that are related to tasks on your calendar, your task list, things like that. And then finally, once we got that ready, then it was on my son's errand list to go take it and send it back. So within, a couple seconds, quick little reminder, put the box somewhere. It was done. I didn't have to worry about it. It then got returned and we're just finished, voila. Okay, next was Eric and I had some tax documents that we needed to review. And I said, hey, what do you want me to do with this email that has these tax documents? He said, well, let's print them and we'll talk about them, later. Okay, well, you know how that goes. You print it, throw it somewhere. So what we did is, first of all, Eric and I have a routine. I have it come to me. I use Asana. So every Friday I know, hey, Eric and I have our planning session. It's a routine. So when I have something I need to discuss with him, I know we'll do it Friday at 10:30. Then I have a to discuss list, and this is where you write down things that you need to discuss with the people who are regularly engaging in your life. So for me, mostly that's Eric. So on my to discuss list, I just say tax documents. And then if you've got these printed documents, well, where do you put them? You put them in your support materials so they're ready for you. And I have these categorized. So I have one that's our home category, and I have a finances folder. You just throw it in there. So simple. So then instead of me digging through the email, trying to find those documents, you just have them printed, put in the support cubby, talk about them on Friday, and that part's done. Last one I'll review is a friend of mine does yoga training online, and she said, do you want a free trial? And then maybe I could start sending you yoga videos. And I thought, yes, that'd be amazing. So that's my yoga mat. So here's what I did, because I didn't want that kind of floating in my mind. Oh, do I need to get back to her? What am I doing? Right? Am I even gonna try out the ones that she gave me? So what I did first is, with the email she gave me, it had links to these trial yoga videos. So I had space on my calendar, do yoga these mornings, so I knew I would actually have it scheduled. So that was on my calendar. Now I have support materials here. It doesn't necessarily mean cubbies, but I needed to have those yoga videos ready where I do yoga. So we have a place downstairs where we have like a screen. I put my computer and hook it in and have my yoga mat and things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I had the computer, the attachment cord with the monitor, and the yoga mat all in one place. So that's just what I'm talking about with support materials, that the things that you're going to need in order to get it done are all in one spot. And then I made another calendar trigger the following week to just follow up and let her know what I thought. So that way it's not one of those things hanging out. You're not waiting, hoping someone's going to reach back out to you. And you can just decide pretty quickly if this is something you want to bring into your life or not. So that was done, and that was done, and that was done, and it just becomes so simple. Really, at the end of all this, the trick is that your brain needs to know you're going to see that task and do it at the appropriate time. As soon as your brain knows that, it calms down, and then you never feel the need or the desire to add to your pile again. So I hope that this video has been helpful. I hope you're feeling excited. If you want more and you're thinking, teach me the whole Command Central, show me how to do it, we have a link to our free training in the description, and we have lots more videos here on the channel for you to enjoy. You don't have to have flat surface disease. You don't have to live in piles. It can all go away and it will feel amazing. So we'll see you soon at Learn, Do, Become.